Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Side Panel, the weekly show that reviews films that have come out that week and allows me the chance to give you my unbiased opinion. Ha ha ha. That's right, nobody pays me to give you my opinion one way or the other, so you get to hear the raw truth, if that may be the case. This week, we had a couple films that came out this Thursday, but I wasn't feeling any of them. Mary Queen of Scots came out. Um, it just really wasn't my style of film. So I went ahead and checked out a movie that came out last week, and that movie is Instant Family. Instant Family stars Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne and Isabelle Monet. Uh, as a family, well, Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne are a family, husband and wife, that decide one day that they want to adopt, realizing that maybe having kids, their own child this time in life, at their age, just wasn't going to happen. So they decided to go the route of adoption. And what they end up doing is adopting an older teenage girl, and Isabella Monet, whose name is Lizzie, and her two siblings. Now, without getting too deep into the movie and all the things that happen in the movie, I will say that the theme of this movie is adoption. It wants you to be aware of all the pitfalls and trials and tribulations that come along when taking a chance of adopting a family into your own. And in this case, being is that there are three siblings being adopted at once, um, all the stuff that can happen from there. You know, it begins with the honeymoon period, everything goes nice, then everything falls to crap, and then, it's just, yeah, I can't go too deep into what happens in the film, just to let you know that things happen. Right? Um, Obviously. So, my opinion on the film is, if you've ever seen Downsizing, you'll know that it was kind of advertised as a comedy, but it wasn't really a comedy. It was more of a editorial on how the world is burning through its resources right now, and the only saving grace is this ludicrous notion that we could shrink ourselves and use a fraction of what uh, resources that we're using now, and in essence try and expand the life expectancy of the planet itself. Anyway, the bottom line is it's just it is shown as a comedy and isn't when you go see the film. And so the same goes with Instant Family. All the trailers lead you to believe that there's these funny parts of the film and that you're going to be laughing your ass off throughout the whole thing. And it was a Mark Wahlberg comedy, much like, Daddy's Home, the Daddy's Home franchise. And it wasn't. It was a stark contrast to the fact that adoption and the whole process is hard. And so you go in thinking you're gonna be left with a sitcom, and you're not. You're kind of following this deadpan. I don't want to say. I mean, it's not really deadpan. It's just not funny, and it's not actioning, and there's just nothing really exciting happening. It's just the emotional journey that goes on. So it's kind of flat-ish. Um, Mark Wahlberg, of course, shines as being the worst thing on screen ever. I just don't believe the man can act, and I struggled to find a film that he's ever been in where I thought his acting may have been great, other than, oh man, what did he I don't know. The Departed, maybe. Renaissance Man, I thought he was great in that. Well, I'm going through his list right now. Boogie Nights, The Big Hit. Okay, I'll give him The Big Hit. That movie was funny as hell. Um, Rockstar, I enjoyed the movie, but he just happened to be in it. Um, yeah, there's not really much else. I thought he did, like, he's just a horrible actor in my opinion. He plays the same guy every single time, And if you want to have a drinking game, take a shot every time he says "okay" in the movie, because he says "okay" all the time. That's like his catchphrase, you know. And he overacts. He overacts. He's just horrible, and he doesn't do any better here. Mile 22 was an amazing and awesome and great action-packed film that happened to have him in it, you know, and in spite of him being in it, I should say, because he almost ruined the entire film, and he was the main actor, so I should tell you something. The star of this film has to be Isabella Monet, and that's only because it was forced upon her. Um, I kind of didn't care one way or the other while watching this movie. Nothing really uh, brought me into this film and drew me in. There were some emotional parts while seeing it, but it's not because of how the actors are portraying them. It's just the story that you could kind of understand what was happening. Like, oh man, that's fucked up. Like, you know, it's kind of sad. Excuse my language, sorry. It's kind of messed up, sad, and in that way, you can relate to it. But otherwise, it's not nothing at all. I'd say the best thing about the movie, other than her, was Margot Martindale. Um, I don't know if any of you guys will recognize the name or not, but she plays uh, um, the grandmother that just comes in and you instantly loves the family, and there's nothing you can do that's going to stop her from loving this family regardless of what happens. And she had never even met them. Um, and her portrayal and some of the actions that she does in the film, you really respect and appreciate, and that's kind of brings a little nice little relief to it. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, you could take or leave this movie. If you're thinking about adopting, maybe see this movie. Maybe that'll help you, give you an idea of what you're in for. Otherwise, you're going to spend most of the time going, oh, this is unrelatable at all. Um, yeah. I will say that I am looking forward to seeing Isabella Monet in Dora the Explorer. She is the one that's been cast as the live action version of Dora the Explorer. So I am excited to see her portrayal in it. But she seems like one of those teenage girls that thinks that she's adult and hot when really she's still a teenager, and it should be portraying herself as a teenager. Um, Seeing her, if you're on her Instagram, I took a look at her Instagram just out of curiosity, and she is trying to be, you know, that she's just trying to be way older than she really is. And I think she just needs to cool it off and kick back and be her age for a while. But we'll see what happens with that. And so that's it for Instant Family. I did come across something that I feel like I was, I don't want to say blessed because of the subject matter, but I was really excited to find out that this was happening. So I went and saw it, and that's the 25th anniversary of Schindler's List. Now, I know it's Schindler's List, right? There's like maybe two people in the world that haven't seen this film. But on the off chance that you haven't, Schindler's List is a film portraying uh, the journey of Oskar Schindler, sorry, who was a German Nazi war profiteer, and that he created an environment where over 1,100 Jews were able to survive and hide out and work in his factory without the fear of death. And so after World War II was over, he had to go on the run, and it left all these Jewish people, survivors of the Holocaust, to live long and fruitful lives. And so that's what this film is about, his journey into how he became that guy. And the list referring to the list of the 1,100 people that he tried to save. This film came out in 1993. Was amazing and powerful then as it is now 25 years later. I sat in the theater watching this film, not realizing beforehand, like, you know, in my youth, that the film was 3 hours and 15 minutes. I always knew that it was long, but I didn't realize it was that long. And so going into the theater now, you're kind of hesitant and you want to make sure you got a comfortable seat. Because you're gonna be there for a while. You want to make sure you're gonna go hit the bathroom before you go into this, because you're gonna go back and forth. But this is one of those movies where you really don't want to leave. even though you may have already seen it 1,000 times, and I know I have. Um, and they did a good job with the re-release of the 25th anniversary. They made sure that it was shown only in the larger screen format, so IMAX, RPX, uh, Dolby Atmos, um, stuff like that. I saw it in the AMC digital film movie experience, or whatever they're calling it. Their big film theater with the where the seats vibrate like crazy, and so they don't give you TV trays, so that because in case everything falls off or whatever. Um, and the translation, the way that they upgraded the film quality, restored it, if you will, and made it more vibrant. And I thought it was a great job because as a black and white film, it's one of those that reaches out and grabs you and makes you pay attention to it. It does show color at times, but when it does, it's so powerful. Especially the little girl with the red jacket, and I'm sure most of you know what I'm referring to. If you don't, just look at the poster I have attached to this podcast, as she is the main. She's predominant right there. Um, yeah, well, I don't know what more I can say. It's still as powerful now as it is before. Um, it is an amazing film, and because of the 25th anniversary, Steven Spielberg came on before the film and made a little speech to introduce the film, and he says that there's more at stake today than ever back then. Quote, and this is his quotes right here. I think it's just that hate is less parenthetical today and more of a headline. Individual hate is a terrible thing, but when collective hate organizes, then genocide follows. And that hate is not something that is not to be taken seriously. We have to take it more seriously today than I think we have had to take it in a generation. End quote. And so, he just comes on and he just lays it out like it is, and I appreciated that. It made me go into seeing this re-release of the film in a different light, relating it to what's happening in our world today. So for that, I thought it was, powerful. Um, there wasn't a lot of people in the theater, unfortunately, but those people that were in the theater, they knew what they were getting into, and they went in with respect for it, and so I appreciated them as well as the theater that was showing it. Um, so yeah, if you haven't had a chance to watch it, it's on the Netflix. Where you can go and watch it now. I could have seen it then, but I thought it was worth. I wanted to see it on the big screen one last time. I hadn't seen it on the big screen in forever. Um, I remember seeing that when this movie came out. I saw it a few times, and then hadn't seen it for a while until it came out on VHS, and then I bought the two disc or two cassette set. And then it came out when I was in the California Conservation Corps. They were showing it in some of the instructional courses as a way of tolerance and acceptance in those that surround you. And then again in college a few years back in a film appreciation class. And one way or another, I've come across this film throughout the 25 years that it's been out, and at no point in time have I ever been disappointed in watching it. It's as I said before, it's just as powerful today as it was back then. It could come out today and receive the same accolades it did as when it came out back then. So there you have it. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up my show this week. This weekend, I'm seeing a special showing of Bumblebee, which is out before its release date. I will also be checking out Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man film, and Mortal Engines this week. So next Friday, you can expect a 3-film review. You may have noticed that there's no music playing in the background this time because, and that's just because of Schindler's List. I didn't want to try and play anything in the background that would ruin that movie or maybe even come off as something that shouldn't be taken seriously, because this movie and everything that happens in it should at all times be taken seriously. Somebody tried to be on their phone while they were watching the movie, and I immediately berated them because it's, and it was in the scene where they were in the ghetto shooting everybody and running through there and trying to kill everybody that was hiding. And this jackass, was on the phone, and I ripped him a new one, and so did everybody around us. So, like, he put the phone away. Like, if there's ever a movie that you need to watch, it's this movie. And if you're not going to respect it, then get the hell out, in my opinion. So he did. He put the phone down and watched the rest of the movie. So kudos to him and the rest of the theater. Anyway, like I said, next week will be 3 films I'll be reviewing. So I'm excited for that. Please, any questions, comments, anything, please leave them in the comment section of the post. Shoot me an email if you like, Draven. AJ at ForbiddenPanel.com. You can find me on all the social media channels: Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter. Twitter. I'm telling you, man, I can't talk today. As well as Facebook. You can find me under the handle Draven, DRAYVN. And yeah, without further anything else to say, I'll bid you adieu. I'll see you guys next week.